G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnall. This is ACWSport, and here are my predictions for week 15 of the 2017-2018 Premier League season, starting with the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, which sees Chelsea hosting Newcastle at Stamford Bridge. And I'm going to be honest, I just think Chelsea got too much class for Newcastle. I think Newcastle will give it a good go. Obviously, Benitez returning to Stamford Bridge. I hope he gets a good reception because he did a good job when he was at Chelsea. But overall, I think Chelsea will run out 3-1 winners over Newcastle. I'm going to back Morata to get a brace, and then I'm going to back Pedro to get on the score sheet for Chelsea as well. Whereas Newcastle, I honestly reckon they always seem to score from set pieces. I'm going to go Kieran Clark to score for them. Then on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Watford host Spurs at Vicarage Road. This should be a really interesting game because obviously Watford put in a good fight against Manchester United. Tottenham obviously lost and have had a bit of a tricky last few games in the Premier League. I think they're going to really want to bounce back, and I think they will. I'm going to go Watford 1, Tottenham 3 in this game. I'm going to bag Harry Kane to get a brace, and Son to also get on the score sheet for them. But Troy Deeney will score for Watford. Brighton, they host Liverpool. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Liverpool in this game. I reckon Salah and Mane will both get on the score sheet, and I'm also going to back Coutinho to score in this game as well. Then Everton, they host Huddersfield in what will be Sam Allardyce's first game in charge. And I think they're going to have a fairly routine 3-0 win over Huddersfield because Huddersfield just don't score away from home and they're not very good away from home. And I just think Everton, especially after that big win against West Ham, will be rejuvenated. I'm going to back Calvert-Lewin to get on the score sheet. I'm going to back Wayne Rooney to get a 1. And I'm going to go with Davis to also score for Everton in that game. Leicester versus Burnley, really fascinating game this one because Leicester, they're very much up and down. Claude Puel has got them playing well though. Burnley, as we know, are on fire this season, currently sitting 7th and looking very happy there. I just think these two teams though, they've got equal amount of class in their teams, especially now that Leicester have got Mahrez and Vardy playing so well again. So I'm going to go for a Leicester 2, Burnley 2 draw in this game. Stoke versus Swansea, massive game at the bottom of the table. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Stoke just simply because I think they've got more class than Swansea, and I think that class will help them just get over the line against Swansea in that game. West Brom versus Crystal Palace, two teams that as well are also struggling. Alan Pardew's first game in charge of West Brom against his former team as well. This could be really interesting. I honestly reckon, and also Roy Hodgson against this former team. Well, there you go. But I think this game will end 2-2 because I think these teams are fairly evenly matched. I think it'll be a good point for Palace. West Brom, as we know, they have played well, especially since Gary Megson took over as their caretaker. But they just seem to let leads slip. So I reckon West Brom will take the lead a couple of times, but I think Palace will pull themselves level and get a good away point. Then it comes to the massive game of the weekend. Arsenal hosting Manchester United at the Emirates. Now this for me is such a hard game to call because we know United are so desperate to close that gap on Manchester City. I do see both teams scoring, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Arsenal. And that is because Arsenal have been on fire at home for the last 12 games. They've won 12 games in a row in the league. They look absolutely brilliant. Wenger seems to have got that pressing game really sorted. However, I will be mindful of Jose's tactics. I think the best United will get is a draw out of this game. But I'm just going to pip Arsenal in my predictions. I'm going for the 2-1 win. I'm going to back Alexis Sanchez to get Alexis Sanchez and Olivier Giroud to score in this game because Lacazette is out injured. For Manchester United, I'm going to back Romelu Lukaku to get on the score sheet for them and end his goal-scoring drought. Big call there, but I can't wait to see how that game plays out. Then on to Sunday, Bournemouth host Southampton in the Coast Derby. I reckon this will be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 3-2 to Bournemouth in this one, just because even though Southampton have put in some decent performances in recent week, I like Bournemouth at home, even though they were unlucky against Burnley. But as we know, Burnley are a better outfit for me than Southampton. That proves in the league position. And even though Southampton do score, they do also concede. And I just think Burnley have got the home advantage, so that's why I'm going 3-2 in that game. And then finally, Manchester City host West Ham, and this is a game I would be very worried about if I was a Hammers fan, because at the end of the day, City are relentless, and all I can see is a City win, and a big one as well. I'm going to go Manchester City 4, West Ham United 0. I'm going to go Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Aguero and Jesus to all get on the score sheet for Manchester City in that game. And they are my Week 15 Premier League predictions. Please comment below, let me know, do you agree with my predictions? What are your predictions? I really want to find out. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to ACW Sport, and I will see you guys after the weekend with my Premier League review.